Well, sir, if those assets decrease by just 25% and remain on our books, that loss would be greater than the current market capitalization of this entire company.
Hey, thanks for coming by. I'm the GRC guy. Let's get started. Hey everyone. I hope you're having a good start to 2024. Now, today I want to talk about a particular skill. This skill is something that I feel once developed will help you in your development in GRC, and for that matter, pretty much anywhere you go. The skill that I'm talking about is essentially having excellent communication skills. Not just verbal, but also writing professional skills as well. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because in GRC, we are going to be communicating our risk analysis to decision makers a lot. Now, let's talk about the clip at the beginning of this video. This movie takes place around the 2008 financial crisis, which we're all aware of. And it's a telling of a story of a young analyst portrayed by Zachary Quintal with the character named Peter, who is able to piece together a very complex risk analysis that the risk manager of the movie was working on. Once completed, Peter is able to put together that something very critical to the organization is about to happen. Now, I really like this movie because it takes place in a 24-hour time period, which, when watching it as a viewer, it really gives you a sense of realism, urgency, that something foreboding is about to happen. Now, in the movie, the analyst is able to meet with the CEO and basically explain this very drastic situation that is unfolding. Now, you might be asking, well, what does this movie have to do with GRC? Well, in my history working as an analyst and something, as a consultant as well, I see a lot of resemblance with this character and myself at various stages in my career. And when I watched this movie, which by the way, I saw it recently, I know it's been out for a while, I just never got around to watch it. But when I saw this character put in this situation, by the way, the character is very, very bright. He's able to put basically his knowledge, his understanding of what is going on, and effectively explain it to the CEO or the executives that were called in a emergency meeting. So I really like the portrayal of that scene. And what I really want to focus is in this particular scene right here.
Well, we have to hold these assets on our books longer than we might ideally like to.
Yes.
But the key factor here is these are essentially just mortgages, so that has allowed us to push the leverage considerably beyond what you might be willing or allowed to do in any other circumstance, thereby pushing the risk profile without raising any red flags.
Now, you probably might not understand the financial lingo going on, but, if you're in the perspective of the CEO and you're receiving this information from this character, you know very, very well that something very, very, very wrong has occurred, and now a big decision needs to be made. Now, in the future, I'll talk about the CISSP exam. But what I want you to know is that in GRC, and the reason why I highly recommend the CISSP exam when you're getting into GRC is because it really shifts your mind into management thinking. And I think that's something that you really need to understand, that you will be talking to management and leaders, people who make those decisions. So I think the exam prepares you in that sense, that you have to understand the impact and the logic behind businesses when they evaluate things that we do, which is risk analysis. I like to use analogies, and I think one that is very fitting in this scenario is that of the Titanic. Now, in my understanding, or the way I see it, is the executives of a company are kind of like the folks in the bridge who are plotting the ship's course, making sure that the ship gets us to its destination, who understands or needs to know the status of the ship. Just like the leaders of a board, they need to know what the objectives of the organization are and how they're going to get there. Now, we are like the engineers, right? We know all these technical things about the ship. And what I like about the movie is, or, to make my point with this analogy, is when the ship hit the iceberg, one of the scenes that I recall that are pretty cool is that the architect needs to explain to the captain the situation, right, of the ship sinking, the impact, and basically how much time they have until, they basically run out of time and the ship sinks. And the captain is in that position where now the lives of the crew and the lives of all the passengers are in his hands. And just like in the movie, the CEO has been made aware of this situation, and now the lives of the firm and the lives of pretty much a lot of people around the world are now going to be impacted by the next decision he will make. So you can see a lot of correlation between, what happens in these movies and what happens in GRC. Now, let's say that you want to get in GRC, but you feel that your soft skills are not there. I wouldn't worry about it. Everybody has a different starting point. I know my weaknesses, and those of you who know me, I'm not the outspoken, eccentric type. I'm more reserved, and that's fine. Everybody has their weaknesses and their strengths. And if you're like me, work on it. Break out of your comfort zone. Here I am shooting YouTube videos, right? So completely new to me, but hey, I'm working on my weaknesses, right? So yeah, if you know that you have weaknesses and you know that maybe one of those is those communication skills, over time they get better. There's definitely a lot of resources out there, free ones. If you want to go to public speaking events, that for sure helps. But just don't ever think that because of certain particular things that might throw you off or offset you, or maybe that you're just not that confident in it, don't think that you can't conquer that. I think this is a great field, and the reason why I bring this up as a video is because, somebody who's been doing this for a while, communication is so important. It's just something that I don't think I would be successful without it. And, I myself went to a graduate school, and one of the courses that I took there was I wouldn't say the course was specific to that, but I appreciate that the professor recognized that communication skills are important. So the professor would make sure that we would stand in front of the class and express our ideas or express our presentation to just kind of show us that that's how the world is. So, for those of you in graduate school, really take advantage of that. And when you do get out, and if you're looking to get into this particular career, just know that that's something that is going to be pretty much day in and day out. If you're young, work on it, right? And if you're already in another career, but you're looking to get into this one, just know that this is what it's about. So GRC is many things, but fundamentally it is a very soft, focused career. So remember that. Well, that's it for today. Stick around for the CISSP question of the day. I hope to see you guys again. Take care.
CISSP
Question of the day.